What is going on, Ben? It is so great to see you. How you doing?
Hey, good, Ariel. How are you?
Doing great. I'm really excited. For those that don't know you who are listening right now, take a moment. Can you introduce yourself, your company, and what you guys do?
Of course. Yeah, my name is Benjamin Tiger. I am the founder of a company called Roof Tiger. We're in Central Illinois. I founded a second company a year later called Solar Panther. So been in business 4 years total. I have done a little over $20 million in sales since inception. And our whole business is based off of strong branding, strong sales, and immaculate service. So kind of very simple pillars in the construction industry, but it's founded based on kind of fun branding, which I'm sure that Ariel will point out during this conversation.
Exactly. That's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to do this interview. I mean, just look at the shirt. Show everyone the shirt real quick. I mean, the
Hey,
branding is
yo.
look at that. It's so cool. Like I would wear that shirt. I think I need one of those. So yeah, you've done a great job with your brand. I'm excited to dive into it today and share with others so that they can do some similar things with their brand to help really business. Before I jump into that, I know how did you get involved with us? Do you remember how you first heard about Business 411, Marketing 411, what we do?
Yeah, so Liz and I met when we were at we were speaking at an engagement down in South Carolina for Roofer, the roofing measurement tool. And so her and I's message really, I've been kind of, I guess, named like a guy in the branding space in construction, which I really love branding and design. And Liz's message is very similar to that. And so we both spoke in consecutive messages and our messages were almost identical. And so I'm actually doing it in the contracting world, and then Liz helps contractors do it in her world. And so we just felt like the brand alignment was there, and she's obviously a tremendous person and she has a really good team. So just kind of met and networked from there. And we're working with you guys now to build out our booklets and all of our marketing materials.
Very cool. What in business, because you have a great brand, even from before we started really working together, you already had established that, but what caused you to decide to pull the trigger on some of those things you're doing with us now with the brand materials and training?
Business 411 takes like ideas in my head and puts them on paper, literally. And then it can communicate things to customers a lot more fluently than what I can build myself. So anytime you can arbitrage your time for something that's really good, I'm all for it. Business 411 basically brings my ideas to life on paper. And since they've done it so many times with hundreds of contractors, you can really cut out the speed in which to get these things produced. So speed is everything in money, cash flow is everything in money in business. And so cutting out we already thought about creating these manuals and stuff ourselves. And I was like, wait a second, what the heck? Let's call Liz and the team and just they already got the solution. So that was how we landed on you guys. We're working with you currently, and we should have them produced in the next 60 days, I think.
I love it. I'm so excited to showcase it, especially since you have such a fun brand. It makes people excited to want to be a part of it. So that's actually
Yes.
what I want to focus on today is about your brand. And I want you to share, I'm really curious, about your brand, but more importantly, how has it impacted your local credibility, your marketing, and your revenue by building out the brand that you
Sure.
have?
If your logo looks like this, you look like everyone else. Therefore, people don't even see you when you drive your cars down the road. It's not that they don't know you exist. They don't even see you. You're non-existent. You're a ghost in the business world. People are served thousands of impressions of business when they drive down the street. Think McDonald's, FedEx, every company you know exists has signage on the road. So people are constantly being bombarded with logos, meaning their brain over time shuts down the things that are non-existent. Meaning if you look like this, you don't exist. So you have to punch through the consumer's brain to get them to see you. So our trucks are basically tiger striped. They're bright orange with tiger stripes. People, when I drive up and sit at a stoplight, I will look to my left and right. They will be staring at me. What that creates is something called an impression. Businesses pay thousands, if not millions of dollars a year to create what? Impressions. Does that make sense? So basically by creating impressions through brand, I can wrap my truck one time for 3,500 bucks or 4,000 bucks, and that will last for years. So I'm paying for thousands, if not millions of impressions for $3,500. The copy and the creative matters. If you wrap your truck and all it looks like is this, you're spending money for nothing. You need to create a more impactful, more creative brand that can punch through the brain of someone's subconscious to create impression. So basically by doing that, guys, let me share you some real numbers for you. I spend less than 1% of my money every year on marketing. We're doing about $6 to $7 million a year. I spend less than $60,000 a year on actual marketing a year, just because I've bought the truck wraps already and they exist. So as my guys drive to job sites, as my salespeople show up to appointments, as I go in my daily life, people see my brand and will pay attention to it, remember it, and then call me in the future. So most of my business is organic traffic, which is the most powerful kind of traffic you can create for your business. That's why you should work with Business 411 to rebrand yourself, to be more professional, to have brighter truck wraps, to have clearer naming. It all plays into the subconscious of the customers you're trying to reach. I'm on fire today, Ariel.
I love that. I love it. I love it. It's so true. It's so funny because we say those exact things, but it's so much different when it comes from the roofing company owner themselves, and how it's impacted, because marketers are always going to say these suggestions, and it's true, but coming from someone who's out there in the field doing it. Also, side note, I think Tiger King helped you out a little bit, because now when you drive around, they're staring at you because they're not sure who's in that vehicle.
Yes, I don't know if you saw the interview, but I actually interviewed Joe Exotic I called him in prison.
I did not.
It's on our Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, I paid to actually talk to Joe Exotic. We talked for 15 minutes from a jail cell, and I interviewed him. So pretty cool.
That is so funny. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm definitely gonna check that out. And thanks for the shout out and saying everything you said. I know we didn't really talk about you saying any of that, but I really want to focus on more diving into. You said some things that were really interesting. You said you spent a very low percent on marketing. I think you said like 1% on marketing because of how strong the brand is. And that's what this is all about. It's building the organic, so you're not always reliant on just using paid. You don't, if you want to, great, but it's not necessary. You don't need to be reliant on that. So what forms of marketing do you currently do for your company?
We do almost none in terms of paid marketing, which we're going to start doing more here in 2025 to push our message. But when you have organic marketing and organic traffic, or people, so you have to think about the consumer, okay? How do they find us? People look at our truck wraps, will see our truck wraps drive by, and if they have roof leaks, they will Google Roof Tiger. Okay. They won't Google roofing companies near me. They will Google our direct name. That is a very powerful search keyword in Google, if you can get them to go to your company as opposed to just finding companies near you. Because if you're advertising in your area and you're trying to get keywords for roofing company near me, you will spend thousands of dollars to get to the top of the list. Where if I build organic traffic, Google will see that people want to search for Roof Tiger, which automatically raises our SEO to a higher threshold. So Google will actually push us to the top because people search us directly. Does that make sense? If your company name is...
Oh, it makes sense. Yeah, I think.
Yes, and hopefully I'm connecting with people here if you're watching this. If your company name is something super generic, people will not remember you. They will not search you directly. You will have to pay so much money to compete with me. And guess what? If somebody doesn't even remember the name of my company, but they remember Tiger Stripes and can tie it to roofing, we actually spend money in SEO, Ariel, to be listed for the word tiger in the area. So if they ever search tiger, we're going to pop up. And that word tiger is actually very cheap in SEO. And so it doesn't cost that much money to rank for. If you can think of a creative name that people will search directly for, you can create impressions in that thing. So my thing is Tiger. Our solar company is called Solar Panther. If I can get direct search terms toward my traffic, Google will automatically raise my listing when people search for roofing company near me or solar company near me, because you have to think of Google's business model. Google's business is in the model of solving problems for people. So if they find search query for roofing companies near me and Roof Tiger satisfies that, they will push my brand automatically to the top. In addition to this, guys, I make a lot of social media posts so people can find me through social media as well, which also adds to the free creative. I don't spend money in that. It's just free traffic to my business. So most of my money, Ariel, is spent on employees and getting more people to do more work. Right? I like to invest in the people, so more salespeople, more people going door knocking, things like that.
Yeah, actually, I was going to ask about that as well, because, branding is more than just a marketing play for customers. It's actually a marketing play for your internal team, right? And for building up the culture. So
yes.
How do you ensure consistency in your brand's voice and messaging, not only across all social media platforms, but also with your teams, they communicate that same message? And represent that brand.
Totally. Are you a fan of any sports, Ariel? Do you like sports at all?
I like the Eagles.
You're an Eagles fan?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm a Cowboys fan. Why are we willing to spend thousands of dollars a year in promoting a team that we don't control, that we cheer for, but they kind of break our hearts on Sundays, right? Because we feel a part of the bigger fan of the culture of the team. Right. When I wear a Cowboys hat or a Cowboys jersey, I feel like I'm on the team. If the team name was called the Jones Family Football Team, Jerry Jones football team, I wouldn't have that same inclination because it's not like a thing. It's just like Jerry Jones, it's a person. So if your company name is Jones Roofing, there's only so many Jones Roofing people you can have in your company that feel a part of that. And if their last name is Jones, they probably feel more aligned. The cool thing about an inanimate object like a tiger is that I can put this on a t-shirt and Ariel can say, I want to wear that because it's cool looking. So it creates this sense of family and a sense of teamness like an NFL team would. You can also pass on to, like, I give little tiger stuffed animals to kids, of our customers, right? I can create these kind of nuanced things for my customers that people that have their company name called Jones Roofing, they can't do that, right? I can do a whole, but we have Cutco knives with tiger stripes on them. So people can see that and actually, I'll go grab one for you real quick.
This is a great example of branding. I mean, he's just went all out. He's taken such a fun brand. He's taken a roofing company and made the brand fun. And it's
Yeah.
like, this is why we love mascots as well. It gives this
Yes.
fun component to it.
So check out this knife we send to customers. This is a roof tiger knife, if you can see that.
Very
Yep. You
cool.
got tiger stripes. Other side has got solar panther dots, right?
Mhm.
So which one is more
Very cool.
memorable? I can give this to somebody for $175 if they spend over 10,000 bucks, right? It's a very low cost. And this person might use this for years and years and years. But every time they use it, I'm implanting my brand inside their head so that if they have a friend who has a roof repair, a roof leak, or roof something, they'll call me, right? So this is a long form investment into marketing that people don't think about when they first start. Because when people first start, they just think, I can make a lot of money doing this. I'm going to go knock doors. I'm just going to create this crappy brand and just go after it. You have to think of a 5, 10 year plan because 96% of roofers don't even make it to year 5. 96%. So you've got to think long term to succeed in this business, and creating mascots with fun kind of origination stories is really, really important. What's that one logo you guys created? I really like it. It's like a beaver, like musket. What's it called?
We did. Well, oh my gosh, we built so many brands. I know who you're talking about, where
It's
they did the
yellow.
live mascot as well.
Yes, it's like Monami Falls Roofing or
Yeah,
something. It's like
Mommy River. Yep, Mommy River Roofing.
that's it.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that. I remember that.
Hmm.
How am I able to remember that, but then forget every other company that exists, right? Because that dang beaver, I think it's got a yellow hat on, does it not? Like a brown beaver, yellow hat, something like that.
Yep. Yes. Yes.
How I've only looked at that logo 2, 3 times, but it's implanted in my brain.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the key, is thinking of those ideas first.
That's branding and being top of mind. And that's what really matters if anyone's in this game trying to actually build a company with longevity, substance to it, and not get in and out. Yeah, you're spot on there. I know it's been building brands not easy. It isn't. It takes time, it takes consistency. What I'm kind of curious what challenges or biggest challenges you had in building and scaling your brand and how did you overcome it? Especially early on, there's a lot of people here that do have those roof logos that they're scared to make a switch or don't know how to start. Like, how did you get started and overcome any challenges with that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it's short-term sacrifice, long-term reward. Okay. Most roofing companies, when you go to conferences, guys, are going to be tailored upon door knocking, insurance claims, profiting as fast as possible. Those things are important in theory, but building brand is a 10-year strategy. It is not a 10-day, 10-month thing. So you have to think longer term, or you might make 100, 200, $300,000 in your first year, but then fall flat on your face if a hailstorm doesn't come. You've got to think 5, 10 years in advance to build out the basic foundation of a real company before you start. And if you're in this right now and making money, great, good for you. Rebranding your company to a mascot type, to a brighter brand, is going to last you longer in the future. So what I'd say for you is it might take some initial investment, but it will help you down the road. You just have to be patient. Patience, patience, patience.
And with that building the brand, how has social media and organic social media, especially since you focus a lot on organic, how has that impacted your business and your brand in building it and creating that authority that you have? Because you've spoken on stages. I mean, you've
Yeah.
become really like known, and it's because of the brand, I feel, that you've
Yes.
built.
Yeah. How much was your membership this year to Facebook, Ariel? How much did you pay for your membership?
Big zero.
How much did you pay? You paid $0.
Zero.
Okay, interesting. Mine was also free this year. I don't know if you know this, but guys, if you rewind the clock 40 years ago, you cannot pay to access thousands of people somewhere. There was no free thing anytime 40 years ago. There was no such thing. So people say Facebook is not real or whatever the case. Guys, it's free. And guess what? If you're just starting out or if you're not like constantly doing roofs, you have time. Don't you dare lie to me, John, Peter, Timothy. Listen, don't you dare say you don't have time to do this. You do. You just are scared. You're scared to put your face on camera. Get over it. Okay? The thing is free. You need to get up there and you need to start posting, connecting with people. Ariel and I are familiar with each other on Facebook, met each other at a conference, and now we feel like we know each other. We're friends. How is that possible? It's because I can look at her profile and be like, oh, she's got really cool dreads. She does this for, right? I can kind of get a sense for who you are as a person before I even meet you. In the same way, if you start publicizing your information to the local public, they can feel like they know you. And guess what people do if they feel like they know you? They give you money because they want to do business with you. That's how it works. So my Facebook subscription every year is free. So is Ariel's. I'll ask you this question. If yours is free as well, what the heck are you waiting for? Now's the time to start if you haven't done already.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of friends in the industry who are roofing company owners, and I can't tell you how many of them I speak to who have put $1 million into business and sales just from organic social media. There's such an opportunity there when you're building, no matter what size you're at, honestly, somebody needs to pay it attention. So I would like to end with giving any advice you may have to these businesses, these owners, these people that are listening in right now, are aiming to build up that strong brand presence. What would your advice be to them?
There's a foundation to this, and Ariel and Business 411 team will go over this, but there's a foundation to building a brand. It's your logo, it's how it feels, it's the colorways, it's all these things. So work with a professional team who has done this many, many times over. If you try to do this on your own, and by the way, I'm not paid to say this, if you try to do this on your own, you will spend twice as much money figuring it out and failing forward. If you pay the cost to actually rebrand your company and get the proper things involved, you will expedite your success. And no, I'm not paid to say this. I worked with designers for 6 months before I started Roof Tiger, actually building this stuff out. Okay. This is not just a product of my imagination. I work with people in the business. And so do your homework. Business 411 is a great partner and they know what they're doing. They've done this thousands of times with other contractors. So, and I think honestly, you guys are very reasonable priced. You're not ridiculous. So it's a reasonable price to actually get your business off the ground or rebrand it.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I'm sure people are going to be dropping comments in the chat for you as well on this call. So thanks for just taking the time and contributing. I know you have so much to share. We could have probably talked for an hour plus, but I wanted to give some like quick wins, share feedback with people, someone who's actually doing it. They could see the brand and they could see it. Where can people find you if they wanted to like connect with you or just like learn about Roof Tiger?
Yeah, easiest way is through Facebook. Just message me on Facebook. I respond to those all the time. Benjamin Tiger is my handle. Feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to connect you with people and help you out.
Thank you so much, Ben. We
You're welcome.
appreciate it.
Good to see you.
You too.
See you guys.